the champion. Uh-oh. Oh, deep six. That could be it. Delivers this deep six.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is episode 74. My name is Wayne. I am joined by Tommy Hangman Smith. Tommy, how you doing today, man?
Man, I'm doing good. I feel like it's been a while since we've had one of these together. I know we've kind of been our schedules have been a little on the flux, but no, man, it's good to be here. I'm glad that we get to record another one.
Episode 74. We are one episode away from 75, 26 episodes away from episode 100. Man, racking them up slowly but surely.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
It is 2 p.m. here Eastern time. We are coming at you with a matinee show this Wednesday afternoon. I haven't even stepped outside yet. I think it's cloudy out, but not rainy, and haven't even stepped outside. You know, I've just been chilling and, you know, coming off of a high from last night with the Boston Red Sox defeating the New York Yankees 6-2. Nathan Eovaldi looked so good last night. Let me tell you, Giancarlo Stanton hit him hard a couple times. With the thank God for the wall at Fenway. So what could be a double, triple, or a home run in most ballparks, that wall can easily make it a single. Yeah, and absolutely. Thank God for that wall. Let me tell you. But great pitching outing all around by Nathan Eovaldi. And the home run by Xander Bogaerts, coming off of a couple of games where
he's been struggling.
He struggled the last two series heading in Baltimore and the Nationals. It was a big concern heading into last night's game, and not to mention that bomb hit by Carl Schwarber last night. 3-0. Once he hit that, you know what's funny is I had a mental picture in my mind that Carl Schwarber was going to hit the home run before he hit the home run, and he did. So,
yeah, that was a pickup for the Red Sox. I like Kyle Schwarber a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, if we can get some pitching outings like that we saw last night or something close to it. Well, we got the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays seem to be the favorites in this wild card series.
Let's make sure we remind everybody, new viewers and old, I am a huge Tampa Bay Rays fan. So this week, me and Wayne will probably not discuss too much of what's going on, but I'm just going to warn you, Wayne, if you believe that you will have another pitching outing like that after the Rays offense has been on fire, watch out. Tomorrow's might be a little tough for you.
What time's tomorrow's game? I read really quick that it's like 5 o'clock or something.
It's 8 o'clock.
Oh, it is 8 o'clock.
Yeah. It's
okay.
I think it's 8, 7 on Friday, and then 4 on Sunday. 4 on Sunway and Fenway.
Oh boy, we are in for a series.
It's a good one, man. I'm still picking Tampa. I can't pick against them.
I mean, that's your team. I mean, and they are the favorites still. I have to admit that.
It'll be very close. I think Tampa only outscored Boston by 2 runs this year.
Wow.
Boston's got the pitching to match up. I just think, from my non-biased outlook, I think having Wander Franco back in the lineup after, being out for a few weeks, sparking the offense for the last, week or so. I just don't know if Boston has enough deep pieces in that bullpen to keep up with Tampa, because Tampa, as we know, can score in any inning. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Tampa. I think it's gonna be a good series. I'm gonna say 4.
Oh wow! I was gonna go 5 either way.
5, okay. I don't think. Yeah. I think Tampa wins it. As much as I don't want them to win it in Boston, I think they do.
We'll have to see. We'll have to see where we go from there. So, we'll get to some more stuff, talk a little NFL and some random stuff later on, but we got a little bit of the WWE draft to talk about.
Yeah.
But have you noticed Raw being actually a better show the last 3 weeks.
Actually, kind of watchable. I know, dude. It's kind of crazy. It's actually been entertaining in some facets. There's still some of that stuff we've been so accustomed to for the last 8 years or whatever it's been. But yeah, man, the raw shows have been good. I every time I look at the reviews after it, and I kind of catch up on the big stuff, like the stuff that is getting the good grades and getting good reviews on Twitter and all the social media is actually really good. Like it is really enjoyable to watch, and it finally feels like we're slowly Vince McMahon's slowly starting to see, okay, maybe AEW is starting to become a little real.
So do you think this is reactionary?
I mean, it has to be. I don't see how you can stick your feet in the mud for what Raw's been pretty bad since probably 2009, 2010.
Well, I wouldn't go that far. I mean, maybe it has been
Oh,
bad, but it's been
been
a whole nother level of bad the last 1 to 2 years. It's just gone to another level where it's. But at least like even though the Raws weren't all that great, like every week has been. I always felt like I was never to the point where I can't watch this until like last year and this year.
yeah. I don't know. Raw's not been like essential viewing for me for a pretty long time, and that's fine. But
Like I've actually seen effort. I mean, we had Big E winning the WWE Championship a couple weeks ago, which something fresh to see.
yeah, I mean, it was a big moment. It definitely was, and he's done pretty good with it so far. I'd like to see some more and see if they got lined up down here. Obviously, we're going to talk about the draft and the way the rosters go. But I honestly, even with like we're talking about how good Raw's been, SmackDown has been just as consistent. And honestly, I actually really liked the way the draft played out. I felt like both sides, both Raw and SmackDown, kind of have a good balance of everybody. Maybe Raw has the more star power in the main event guys, but the women's teams, the tag teams seem balanced. Or I mean the women's roster. Sorry, I like the way it went.
I have to be honest with you before we dive a little bit into the draft.
Okay.
I watched the first episode of NXT 2.0, and looks like a unicorn threw up all over my screen. But I watched the first episode, and and then they had the NXT title match, and it just wasn't your typical title match. Like it just wasn't. I don't know. Something was missing for me. Like the show did not grab me, and I haven't really watched an episode since, to be honest.
Yeah.
Did not grab me at all.
I've kept up with it, and it is different. Obviously, it's geared to a different audience, I think, and they're really, really hampering down on that comment about we don't want to go out and get indie stars. We want to go and build our own talent. Again, we saw that. We'll talk about it with the draft. But if you're going to go full depth developmental and follow that ideology, they've done it. They really have. The matches, there's still some people who I don't think are quite ready. Now we got Braun Breaker going up against Tommaso Ciampa at NXT Halloween Havoc for the title. I mean, it's gonna be an interesting, few months and a few weeks just of getting their feet wet. But I think NXT 2.0 will be good. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with takeovers though.
Has there been a takeover announced yet?
No, there is not. I don't know if this Halloween Havoc is a takeover or just kind of like how they've been doing.
Probably just a themed
TV episode.
NXT.
Yeah.
If it's on USA, then it's
yeah.
That's a themed episode of NXT that Tuesday night.
Fine, because we got another one of those tonight in AEW Dynamite. And maybe not themed, but a big episode. It is their 2-year anniversary.
Oh yes, okay, alrighty. Any big matches for that tonight?
Any big matches? Oh, really? Do you want me to tell you?
Go for it.
Have you not been keeping up?
I've been keeping up, but my life has been a blur the last couple days, and
man,
my
I
head's
feel
been
ya.
other places and trying to
feel
figure
ya.
out life. And I did watch AEW last week. I
Yeah.
watched Rampage. Did not take any notes of it, so I couldn't even tell you what happened last week.
Okay, fair enough. All right, so we got the Jurassic Express and Bryan Danielson and Christian Cage versus the Elite,
Mhm.
8-man tag. Casino ladder match with a WWE Championship match. Or WWE, AEW. I'm JR.
Yes. Okay. Some people say that Tommy, not Tommy. Gosh. But a Hangman could show up.
Yeah, Hangman, Buddy Murphy's been rumored. Obviously, Bray Wyatt and Braun Strowman. Don't know if they'll be there, but yeah, it's Moxley, Pac, Andrade, Lance Archer, Matt Hardy, Orange Cassidy, and the Joker. A TNT title match between Bobby Fish and Sammy Guevara.
Yeah, that came out of nowhere with Bobby Fish.
Yeah, and then Hikaru Shida and Serena Deeb. So yeah, man, it's a stacked card. It is a very, very stacked card.
Oh, Shida and Deeb is going to be awesome. Is there? Does Deeb have the title still?
I don't believe so. Maybe.
Okay, NWA title. Oh, someone else has it. And that was a huge win last week, by the way, with Sammy Guevara and defeated Miro. A huge win.
I mean, he's getting pushed, man, and he deserves it. I've been a big fan of his, but he's going to be getting pushed hard now.
Yeah, I mean, listen, AEW is doing a really good job building stars underneath the main focus of CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, and Adam Cole, and with
that AEW can't create their own stars is false.
Yeah, I mean they are building, and it is going really good over there, and they're hot right now, which is why I think we're seeing a better product on Raw the last couple weeks. And then SmackDown's been always consistent, and it's an easier watch. It's 2 hours, but Raw has been quite a bit better. Just we're seeing fresh matches every week, and always something going on. Some vignettes. I love the stuff going on with the TV title.
Yeah.
I'm not. No. The 24/7 title.
7, yes.
So, yeah. But all right. So let's talk a little bit about the draft really quick. I have all the draft results in front of me, by the way.
Okay.
So we'll kind of go through it and see what we got going. So let's talk about the Friday night. We had round 1, SmackDown keeping Roman Reigns. I think you got to keep the momentum there. That would have been a huge shot in the arm for Raw if Roman would have went to Raw.
He wasn't moving off SmackDown. There's no way Fox would let that happen.
Big E moves to Raw. So we got the champion there. So again, we're getting fresh content with Big E. And then we had Charlotte Flair moves to SmackDown. So this is interesting. Charlotte Flair moves to SmackDown. And she is the current Raw Women's Champion. Yep. And then Bianca Belair moves to Raw. So we got to talk about do we expect Charlotte Flair to lose his Raw title soon?
No, I think they'll just do what they did with.
You think they're gonna do a title swap?
Yeah, like what they did with, was it New Day and the Usos?
It was New Day and I think Street Profits.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that's just what they're gonna do. It's the easiest way to get around it, and I don't know. It doesn't seem like there needs to be a title match because we obviously know that they're probably going to retain.
Yeah. I would probably prefer a title match, but so we have. I didn't want to bring this up yet because I want to kind of go in order, but now we have Becky Lynch on Raw with the SmackDown title. So Becky is defending the Raw Women's, women's SmackDown title against Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair at Crown Jewel.
Yes, which is 2 weeks from tomorrow.
Yes. Which is a way to get the women's SmackDown title off of the Raw brand and have Sasha win it.
Yes.
I'm just not too sure at that point what you do about Charlotte. I think she's got to defend her title here at some point.
Hey man, if she loses,
And Charlotte's not even I don't think she's scheduled for a match yet.
no, I don't even think that Crown Jewel card is what it says, like 3 matches maybe.
Still building.
I'm looking how many matches it has on there.
So you have the triple threat, the women's triple threat. Okay. So you have the women's triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's gonna be the way to get the belt, the blue belt, onto SmackDown where it belongs with Sasha.
Okay.
Now you have to solve the problem for Charlotte.
I just don't think it's a triple threat. Like, I get that you can have somebody lose, but I just don't see the point. Are you gonna have your champion lose? Both champions lose in the same night on a show that probably nobody's really gonna watch. I don't know. Doesn't really.
I mean, listen, Crown Jewel is building pretty well. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
These Saudi shows are notoriously not that great.
They're not.
But this one's building pretty good.
The cards have always been good or interesting, and they've all been shit.
Yeah, and you know what? But not for nothing, the Saudi shows have given us something to talk about, even if it's been really bad, like utterly, like Goldberg defeating Bray Wyatt, and and Triple H and tagging with Shawn Michaels. Like there has been. How about the Royal Rumble with with oh gosh, what's his name? We haven't seen him in a while. It's Titus O'Neil falling and sliding under the ring. So there's always been bad stuff to talk about, like newsworthy bad stuff to talk about with Saudi. It hasn't been anything that's really great on these Saudi shows yet.
Even outside of the ring with the where the plane got like held up because.
Oh my! Okay, that was more of like a serious thing.
But I'm just saying, even that like comes in with the territory.
WWE's got to get that blood money for the next 7 years. That blood money, they're stuck with that in the middle of that 10-year contract. I believe this is year 3 or year 4. They're going to Saudi, so WWE's got to make that blood money. Anyhow, Drew McIntyre moving to SmackDown, which I think is a good move. To me, he was kind of getting a little stale on Raw. I just kind of he was hot at the beginning of 2020 at the Royal Rumble when he won, but he did a pretty good job carrying the company through 2020.
Yeah.
But I felt at some point he got a little stale, and I noticed that especially the last couple months. So I think that's a good move right there. The Raw Tag Team Champions, Riddle and Randy Orton staying the way they are. The New Day, for the second year in a row, the WWE is splitting up the New Day and Big E. New Day moving to SmackDown. How do you feel about that?
I mean, I think it's smart. You can't keep going back to the well every time. I mean, Jericho can't just keep going back, Even he admitted he couldn't keep going back to the 90s stuff or, everything he was doing. He had to change it up. I like the kind of career trajectory that Big E was on until they put them back together, and now he's the champion. I think Xavier Woods is a really good choice for this upcoming King of the Ring. That'll be a match. There you go. That's another match for Crown Jewel. The finals, I think, are going to be there. I think he's a good choice for King of the Ring, if whatever that means, if we're going to finally start doing like title shots again. But yeah, and Kofi's still popular enough. So I like the New Day, but they have been around for 7 years, 8 years, or something like that. Like, I want to see Big E by himself. Like, I just do. I think he's so good. I think he's a fantastic wrestler, talker. He's good with the crowd. Just let's get away from the New Day. Let's let Xavier go by himself. Let's let Kofi go by himself, like just for a little bit, and just see what happens.
We got Edge moving from SmackDown to Raw. Gives Raw another little shot in the arm.
Yeah.
Now I kind of feel like we're revisiting 2020 now, because we have Edge. We'll talk about Seth Rollins later, but we have Edge on Raw. Kevin Owens back on Raw. Seth Rollins back on Raw. I feel like we're gonna see 2020. Yeah, like the card, like the roster looks like what Raw looked like in 2020. It's like I feel like we're going back to the same thing. But anyhow,
Edge was hurt most of the year. Seth was going through being a father, you know, and Kevin was off fighting Roman for a long time. So I think there's some you could still do a little different.
And you got to believe that they're going to carry over the Seth Rollins Edge feud as well. But yeah, Edge is on Raw, so that adds a little. Yeah, that adds a little extra star power there. And moving on, Happy Corbin and Riddick Moss, who's now named Madcap Ross, is staying on SmackDown. WWE Women's Tag Team Champions Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash staying where they are. Hit Row got called up, so their act should fit very well. They will be on SmackDown. Swerve is still your North American champion, so I would imagine that belt could be passed down to somebody else soon. Probably Legado del Fantasma, Escobar could be the one to get that.
I feel like we've been rooting for that for too long. I just feel like it'll never happen, but I hope it does.
Yeah, that North American title is definitely going to come off Swerve at some point. Probably a Halloween Havoc. If there's a match there. Keith Bearcat Lee.
I like
you like his name?
Yeah, I like it.
He got a quick
Bearcat original.
Quick squash match last week on Raw over Tozawa. And then we did not even see him on Raw this week, but they made sure to show the highlight. So basically, let's see. Okay, so a bunch of names that were not even really mentioned during the post draft, so to speak. You got Tozawa staying on Raw, Alpha Academy going to Raw, Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz going to Raw, Dewdrop staying on Raw, Drake Maverick, John Morrison, Nia Jax, the 24/7 champion Reggie, R-Truth, T-Bar, Zelina Vega, all staying on Raw. Aaliyah got called up. Okay, she'll be on SmackDown. Drew Gulak. This is interesting. Mace. So they're going to be splitting T-Bar up and Mace. Apparently, Mace is going to be on SmackDown.
Yeah, they like T-Bar. I
think they just got to give him his name back. They got to give him his real name back. I'm not feeling this T-Bar. I can't buy into a character that's named T-Bar.
I agree with you, man.
Mansoor and Mustafa Ali also moved to SmackDown, and Toni Storm is staying on SmackDown where she is. I'd like to see her get a little more shine. But so that covers the. What happened?
I said there's some good talent left over.
Oh, for sure. So let me see. That covers most of night one. So Monday night Raw. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was night two from Raw. Everything that we hold on. Let me see. No. I'm sorry. I'm getting this all confused. I got if you saw what I'm looking at right now, it's crazy. Night two. We get Becky Lynch comes out on Monday night and announces herself as the first pick. And then one would believe that Seth Rollins is going to come over, which obviously that's happening because Becky's going there. Yep. Usos are staying on SmackDown as a result from, not as a result, but last Friday, Roman Reigns was basically threatening Paul Heyman to keep the Usos with him on SmackDown, because Roman Reigns got to have those two lackeys with him. to help him keep his title. Bobby Lashley staying on Raw and Sasha Banks staying on SmackDown. And we talked about a couple minutes ago. I think Sasha Banks is taking the title home to SmackDown and by winning that triple threat. A little too soon for me to see Becky losing this title. To be honest, I think she's doing some good work.
Yeah, I don't think they will. Not for a while.
Rollins going to Raw. So, like we covered a couple minutes ago, I would believe that he'll carry his program over with Edge. King Nakamura staying on SmackDown. Damian Priest staying on Raw. I'm not ready to see him move. I mean, he's just getting his comeuppance, so to speak. And Sheamus has been doing some work. Let me tell you something. Last week, Sheamus and Damian Priest had one heck of a U.S. title hardcore match.
Hey, man, I think I said it last time, but like
that was amazing.
Sheamus has been so underrated for so long. I feel like every time he gets in the ring and has a big match or a big moment, he kills it. It's almost incredible how good of a run he's been on these past couple months, even going back to 2020. He's really been an unsung hero in this, COVID pandemic era.
Yeah. We see AJ Styles and Omos taking on Raw. They're going to stay on Raw, and their program will continue with Riddle and Orton. I think their tag team title match is going to be a crown jewel. They'll get their rematch. I don't see Randy Orton and Riddle dropping that anytime soon until they're ready to split those guys up. Shayna Baszler staying on SmackDown. She's been featured pretty heavily on Raw, which I was a little kind of surprised about Shayna Baszler moving to SmackDown here, just because she's been featured a little bit more heavily lately by, taking out Dana Brooke most recently. Eva Marie the week before and taking out her partner, Nia Jax.
Yes. I've been a fan. Hopefully they finally get Shayna back on that heel run that she had.
She's such a good heel.
She's so good.
Kevin Owens. So his contract is up at the end of the year, or January. He moves to Raw. I don't know, Tommy. I just feel like he might not be into this. Like something's off.
I don't know.
Something's off here. Like I just feel like there's something off with Kevin right now. I
just feel like everything is still like this is one of the guys who's.
I can feel like it's floundering.
I don't know if he's floundering. I just feel like he still doesn't know what he wants to do, and he's gonna play it out. And I'm interested in seeing what they do this year with him on Raw before his contract ends. See if he comes back, because obviously there's a spot waiting for him, in AEW right away. I mean, he'd be a star, so we'll see. But I don't think I see a problem with Kevin Owens going to Raw just yet.
Xia Li.
Yeah.
She's up on SmackDown. She was announced on Raw as one of the late round picks. She'll be going to SmackDown, so that's gonna pretty much break up that program with Boa on NXT. I guess they're gonna split that up. Then we have the Street Profits going to Raw. Once again, we've seen this already. They're on Raw again. So let's see if we can get some good tag matchups on there. I want to see Street Profits go against AJ and Omos. Let's see if we get that.
There is tag teams available on the roster that I think is going to have a differentiate between the same 4 tag teams every single week.
Viking Raiders move to SmackDown. Finn Balor moves to Raw. I wonder what they're going to do with Finn Balor. Is he going to be like the next one to feud with Seth Rollins? That would be pretty intriguing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we've seen it before. But it's been a while. So Finn Balor, Seth Rollins program.
Yeah.
It's been a while, but I wouldn't mind seeing it again. And those guys would tear that house down for sure. But yeah, Finn Balor and Raw. Tommy, what did you think of that Finn Balor Roman Reigns title matchup? Do you think that hurts the Demon?
Yes, I do.
Because, in my opinion, like some people say, oh, he didn't lose clean. He, there was interference. It doesn't hurt him. But still, he lost the match. He got pinned by legal use of weapons or extracurricular activity going on the outside of the ring. He still lost.
Been like such a far gap in between when the last time we saw it for him to lose. Like, why waste it? Like, I understand that gets it. Everybody knew, especially right when Brock Lesnar came, it was going to be Brock and Roman. That just had to happen. Should it have happened at Crown Jewel? Probably not, but whatever. Putting in the Demon to at least give fans some hope that, okay, maybe, the Demon, we don't see it enough. He barely gets beat, hasn't gotten beat or whatever. I don't remember his record. It's an enigma in its own way, and for them to use it and have him get beat, it really does kill the momentum of the Demon. I don't know when's the next time we're gonna see it. I obviously thought we'd see it with Undertaker or the Fiend, and now they're both not with the company. Well, Undertaker, not wrestling. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do if they ever bring back the Demon again. But definitely lost some credibility there.
Yeah, for sure. Because now you lost the nostalgia of having a shock factor one day, of having a Demon actually losing clean, kind of like when you had the Undertaker lose at WrestleMania 30, which I was there for, by the way.
Lost as the Demon, has he?
No, this is his first loss as the Demon.
Okay.
But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. You got Ricochet moving to SmackDown. I mean, I really don't have anything to say there, to be honest. I mean, I think he was kind of having a little bit of a better 2021 at times.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess this is a good opportunity to kind of start him fresh. He's been on Raw the whole time, I believe, since he came onto the WWE roster. Yeah. And then Karrion Kross staying on Raw. You don't want to kill that momentum. I wish they would bring his wife as his valet. I mean, that act is just awesome, for sure. I miss it.
She makes it that much better.
Yeah.
Obviously, we know Karrion Kross is good, but without her, that character just doesn't really work.
You can tell that maybe it was kind of like a little awkward the first couple times of him coming out, and I think he might be getting a little bit comfortable doing his solo now, but that act between the two of them, the presentation that NXT did with them every week was just amazing.
Yeah, it was great.
Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza goes to SmackDown. We'll see what happens with these two guys. I'm not too crazy about the pairing, but Alexa Bliss stays on Raw. Cesaro stays on SmackDown. Then going to Raw is Carmella. Carmella leaving SmackDown. Ridge Holland gets called up and he'll be on SmackDown. Gable Stevenson, the WWE front office is very high in him. He got called up. He'll be on Raw. Yeah, Sami Zayn stays on SmackDown. And then apparently after Raw went off the air Monday night, the following additional draft picks were announced, courtesy of Raw Talk, streaming on the Peacock network. And so with Raw, you got, so Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode are going to be on Raw now. Dana Brooke, Jackson Riker, Veer, Liv Morgan, Mia Yim. Okay, we'll see Mia Yim on Raw. Okay, interesting. Tegan Knox, Tamina, Shelton Benjamin, and Cedric Alexander. The Miz will stay on Raw. SmackDown, Jinder Mahal and Shanky are going to be on SmackDown. So they're splitting up that tandem between Mahal, Shanky, and Veer. Yeah. I think they probably see something in Veer as a singles wrestler. I think he had a pretty decent showing last week. I'm not too crazy about his look, to be honest, but he had a pretty decent showing last week on Raw. And Natalia and Shotzi. Oh, so Natalia and Tamina are splitting up. Tamina staying on Raw. Natalia is going to be on SmackDown with Shotzi Blackheart.
Was with Tamina.
Natalia was with Tamina. Is the women's Raw is the women's tag titles for like the last 3 months.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Shots. I just started in the job a while ago. It's been a minute.
Shotzi and Tegan Knox were tagging together. Now they're on different brands. So
I guess I was thinking of Nia Jax.
So that's pretty much the rundown for the WWE draft. So, Tommy, where do we go from here? They're hyping up. October 22nd is the first night where all the roster effects go into place. So where do we go from here?
Yeah, man, you can still hear me, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know what's going on with my camera, but there's a lot to go on from here. Obviously, Crown Jewel. I don't know how much we can look forward to this, and we know that the draft results don't take effect until after Crown Jewel. I mean, there's so much that WWE can do, but I think right now it's continuing the momentum. Their ratings went up this week for Raw. I'm pretty sure SmackDown had a pretty good, either consistent or it went up a little. You got to keep that momentum. AEW is really on fire. I think SmackDown still has that edge because they're at 8:00, on Friday and on Fox. But just keep the momentum. Fresh matchups. It's what we definitely need. I think me and you can both agree on that. My camera's still messed up. And man, they just got to stop treating fans like we're stupid sometimes. I feel like a lot of WWE programming, and AEW does this too, is still kind of geared towards that. Wrestling is niche. Wrestling is its own little thing that only people who like wrestling, will enjoy. Like I want to not be insulted for being a fan of wrestling, and I feel like WWE can do that sometimes in AEW. So yeah, just keep the momentum. If you're gonna go with NXT, keep it developmental. Give some of these guys. I'm really really excited to see what Gable Stevenson can do. I'm very interested in that, and just give these younger guys make the draft matter. Like I remember back in 2016 when they did the brand split, that first draft, and then SmackDown went on and was live. That was high quality television for a few weeks, both Raw and SmackDown, because it just felt different. So if they can do that, I think we'll be okay. Sorry, that was a long-winded answer.
I'm kind of tired of I feel like Raw needs to be rebranded too, just to get the stink of 2020, 2021 off of this Raw brand. I think they really need to rebrand and kind of just launch a new season, so to speak, here. Maybe just do away with the red altogether. I'm kind of sick of it, to be honest. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. But I feel like they need to rebrand and just give it a different look. Listen, Jimmy Smith, I'm sure, is a good guy. He's got plenty of experience on the commentary table. Yeah. As far as UFC goes, but I just don't think it's really translating over too well on Raw. I would like to see WWE bring back Mauro Ranallo for Mondays only. I think that it would be a huge, and just have him and one other guy just running that Raw announce team. That would be huge for Raw. Yeah, you just need a better storyteller, and on that table for the Raw team for sure. I think Michael Cole still does a great job, with McAfee on SmackDown. I love that tandem.
Oh, and you've heard it from Cole that McAfee's pushed him to, to be even better. So yeah, that tandem is so good together.
For sure. So, so that pretty much covers the draft. We got Crown Jewel coming up in about 2 weeks from tomorrow. You said, correct?
From tomorrow.
We have a big AEW show tonight. We may even have to cover that later this week, but
It depends on who the Joker is.
Yes. Oh gosh. Big AEW show tonight. From what you say. And yeah, I'm interested to see who the Joker is. Now, this match is going to be for the number one contender for.
Will earn the title shot.
This is the way you probably bring Handman back in and have him win.
I agree.
Well, that pretty much covers up everything here. We're one episode away from 75. So, Tommy, how's your NFL team doing, man?
Oh, the Broncos, they got that quick 3-0 start and then kind of got embarrassed last week against Baltimore. But I'll take 3-1. You win the games you got to, win. You don't make your schedule. Denver's got a good game up against Pittsburgh this week. I think that's winnable. Their defense is still good and it's one of the best in the league. And whether it's Teddy Bridgewater, who might miss the game due to a concussion, or Drew Lock, I think the Broncos can shut down Big Ben enough in a low-scoring game.
We don't want low scoring. I put Cortland Sutton in because fantasy. Fantasy told me that Cortland Sutton is got a good matchup this week.
Especially if he'll probably be guarded by Joe Hayden, and Hayden's been struggling a little bit this year. So. Yeah, I feel like if anything's going to succeed, it's going to be that Denver passing game because TJ Watt, a lot of their guys in the front seven are going to still be out from last week. So it'll be interesting to see how Denver does. But yeah, not too upset. Still kind of now. Normally this is when I get disappointed by Broncos football, but I think I'm still kind of focused fully on Tampa Bay for now. Tampa Bay Rays.
Yeah, and the other thing, I mean, this is like a crazy time of the year. I mean, we got baseball playoffs, we have the NFL season heating up, basketball and hockey are just weeks away, about 3 weeks away, pretty much. So I feel like October is one of the best months of sports, to be honest. October to November. A lot going on. But yeah, not my San Diego Chargers, but I have 3 Chargers on my fantasy team. I got Herbert, I got Mike Williams, and Eckler.
Mike Williams went off last week.
Yeah, he didn't have such a good week on Monday, but the 3 of them have been carrying my team. So, but having 3 guys on the same team on your fantasy squad can be a little counterproductive at times because if San Diego has a bad game and they score no points, then there's no points in my fantasy team.
Yeah.
And that would be a big hit because I have 3 guys starting on San Diego for my fantasy squad. I've been fortunate so far. I'm 3-1.
I am not. I am 2-2 and 1-3.
I've won 3 in a row. I started 0-1, won 3 in a row. Guys like McLaurin is stepping it up for me, and it's the Charger players that I mentioned. I have some good depth on my bench. I feel pretty good about my fantasy team. I'm going with Daniel Dimes starting this week, though, against Dallas. I'm going with Daniel Dimes against Dallas this week.
I don't know if that's a good choice, man.
I have a feeling I like the matchup of Daniel Jones against Dallas compared to Herbert against Cleveland Browns.
No, I like Herbo in that matchup.
Really?
Yeah. That Browns defense their secondary has been kind of sluggish.
Well, that pretty much wraps up our show. Tommy, do you have anything that let me see, we got a comment here. Let's see.
Oh, it's from me. I put it in the wrong spot.
Oh, okay. There we go. But thought that was a fan comment. Then I'm like, running an after.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
Anyway, to those of you guys that are watching or will be watching later, thank you so much for watching. And I forgot to put the ticker on today. I should probably see if I can. There we go. Let's see. So make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel for all our podcast prediction shows and our aftermath post shows. Guys, for those of you guys that are watching, hit the subscribe button, please. Share with your friends, your family, and let's spread the word that the Deep Six Pro Wrestling Podcast, soon to be Aftermath, is here for you with all your big wrestling talk. Me and Tommy are here for you.
Bring you a little baseball talk.
Well, yeah,
especially this week.
Absolutely. So,
if you see an episode in the next week where it's just one of us, just know that other person's team lost.
Yes.
And it will be Wayne who will be missing that. So have to call me and tell me. He can't see me right now, but
no, right over there, at the bottom of your screen. Somewhere down there, but all the way in the bottom of your screen, if you fans are looking, I don't do this too well. Make sure you guys are subscribing and hitting that button below and to the right. Hit that subscribe button. All right.
But you just can't see it.
Don't be lazy.
Don't be lazy.
DC for Listen Podcast is also available on Twitter, iTunes, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. So, Tommy, thank you so much for yet another episode. And to all you guys that are watching, thank you so much. And we will be back with you very soon. Catch you guys later.